Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Ricky with Tactile Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. So today is Wednesday, I believe it is the 30th, if I'm not mistaken, of May. So I'm going to try to keep this pretty simple, and within the first 30 seconds, I said that I was going to talk about at least the four stocks and four ETFs that I'm going to be watching really for the next 2 days. This week was definitely a very short week. But we're definitely trying to make the most out of what we were given, right? And the four stocks, three ETFs, and one stock that I am going to be watching. For those that don't want to watch this entire video and want to do your own breakdown, the first one is ticker symbol USLV. I think that it has a 3% potential, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. The next one is UGAZ, that's UGAZ, and I think that that has a 6.3% potential for a swing trade. USLV is for a day trade. I don't know if I explained that. The following one is JDST, which I believe has a 4% potential for a swing. And then TMUS, which is TMUS, it's T-Mobile, has a 1.4% potential on an intraday margin that I was able to identify. So for those that can tune in for this entire video, thank you guys, and I'll explain each one in detail. I want to make sure that you guys understand three things, and for those that are watching for the first time and don't know who it is that I am, my name is Ricky. I have a little bit over, I think now 169,000 subscribers, so thank you guys again for that. I have a little bit over 100,000 members within our free TechBud Solutions trading community. So if you've ever struggled to surround yourself with like-minded individuals or people that share the similar interests in this entrepreneurial kind of market, then be sure to click that third link in the description. You could always leave if you don't want to be a part of it later on. It's a free Facebook group, and then we have a free Discord chat, which has over, I think, 30 to 40,000 people that are continuously always sharing information every single day, and that's all provided for you for free. For those that want to watch me trade live and want access to a lifetime for my Learn, Plan, Profit lesson library, dedicate 30 seconds and click that first link in the description. So I'm going to say what's up. I first want to ask you guys, how are you guys all doing today? So for those that are in the live chat, you guys should be probably on this side. It's on my right-hand side. So Acacia, join us in the LPP. Acacia, what is going on? I saw that you direct messaged me that you finally got your t-shirt for TechBud. So I'm really happy to hear that. I think I threw in two extra ones in there for you just because of the inconvenience. What's going on, Eric? Crushing it today, Jeff. I'm really happy to hear that you guys had an amazing day. Overall, the feedback that I received, the group did great as a whole. I personally did not do very well, and I'll explain that in just a bit. Today, I was down $145, which isn't really that bad. Yesterday, I wanted to show you guys what I was able to close it at. Yesterday, I was on fire. Amazing day. I was able to cover a little bit over $1,700, right, on the day, but again, not every day can be super green, and that's definitely the case. For those that saw me trade live and Learn, Plan, Profit, great. I also traded live after with those that are part of TechBud Solutions. I covered like $400 there, and then I made a small little mistake, and I'll explain in just a bit. But yeah. So Michael, Ricky, I'm interested in starting to invest. I don't think it's ever been more accessible. You can start paper trading, which is free, so you don't have to trade or invest not even $1. You can start learning with my content or whatever content that you see value in, and then whenever you're ready, we'd love to have you as a part of our group for Learn, Plan, Profit. If you think that structure and working with me and watching me trade live every day would be worth it. So I'm going to say what's up to you guys in just a bit, but I just want to, if it's okay, just start breaking down these three stocks and one ETF. Very simple breakdowns. I'm going to keep it very simple, and let's go ahead and do it. So I'm going to move this on over right over here just so we don't distract the viewers. But what I wanted to talk about first is ticker symbol USLV. First of all, you should never invest based on other people's opinion, and you should always have your own form of plan when investing. So this is just my thought process, my opinion. In no way does this encourage you in any way for you to invest yourself. So one of the biggest things is I'm a technical trader. I like to focus on patterns, and most importantly, I like to focus on patterns that are showing signs of growth. What I did here was on this 20-day, 1-hour chart, and I've broken this one down before. This is ticker symbol USLV. It's a silver-based ETF. It definitely moves very slow. What I like to understand is that I'm getting in for a good buy and that it's actively trending up. So that's sometimes difficult to do because you have to be very patient, but it's something that with time you'll become more familiar with. The overall resistance that I see is at around $10.30. It started building this cup formation, right? And it's done this multiple times before. You see this cup formation where it sells off. I don't really want to buy there just because I don't know if it's going to bounce, right? I wait for it to break above this blue line. I call it an EMA indicator. I have a video on YouTube or in the Learn Plan Profit course for those that want to learn more about it. I wait for it to break above the blue line and start actively starting to trend up. Yes, I do give away some margin, but at least I ensure myself that I'm investing in something that's actively trending up. Today we got that confirmation. It started to show signs of an uptrend. So as long as it continues to do that, it's showing signs of a continuous uptrend. I have my alert set here at around $10. I would like to follow up with this one to see if we can get a push to around $10.30. You might be asking yourself, well, is that trade even worth it? In my opinion, it is. It's 3% that I'm able to cover in one day without having to hold anything overnight. So no swing trade needed, right? And it's all about focusing on that quality. So the first thing that you have to ask yourself is, do you understand this ascending uptrend pattern? If you don't, please don't trade it. Do you understand the risk involved? Do you understand the actual pattern that if it breaks below this EMA line and the bodies of the candle start to trend below, then that's a break-if pattern, and then that's when you should either cover profits or cut losses, right? And if you don't understand that, or you think that you're just not there yet, take a step back, maybe do some simulation trading. But if you do understand the value and you do see the value in that 3% potential, then again, I want to wait for a confirmation, because right now we can see that the MACD indicator is starting to peak out a little bit, and based on the last times that they've peaked out, it tends to show almost where it peaks out and then gets rejected, right? Last time as well, it's peaked out and then gets rejected, but there has been some times where it does show some signs of peak, but then it definitely does continue to uptrend. So what I want to see is if it can continue making new highs, and if it can, great. I set my alerts here, and we could even set our alerts even a little bit more conservatively, right? At around $10.10. Does that mean when it breaks above like 10.09 that I have to buy in right away? No. These ETFs, when they push up, they pull back. So most likely if it pushes up to $10.10, it can pull back to about 10.01, 10.02. So you'll still be able to get in close to this EMA indicator that you originally saw value in. And again, if this thing fully gets rejected and starts to trend below, we can maybe focus our attention on over to the inverse ETF, DSLV. But again, don't overcomplicate it. This is just me talking about this ascending uptrend pattern, the potential day trade pattern that it has. And if it confirms that continuous uptrend and continues to make higher highs, then it gives me that confirmation that, hey, this is showing signs of healthy growth. I might want to follow up with this one and potentially invest in it. So I hope that breakdown makes sense. So the next one is going to be UGAZ. And this is where I made my mistake today. So I'm going to show you guys right here. I'm down. So it says $395 on the day, but I took my position. So if you guys do the math with the amount of shares that I have and my average purchase price, my average purchase price is around $63.11. Right now it's at $63.81 with 500 shares. I'm down on my overall open $145. This is on the day because yesterday I ended up closing, I think it was like $240. I was green, and then it pulled back. I made a huge mistake yesterday on UGAZ, and again, today's Wednesday. On Tuesday, I made a huge mistake in not covering profits. I was too focused answering people's questions within TechBot Solutions. Regardless of what the case is, I made a mistake and I didn't cover profits, and that's something that I preach all the time. And again, I should listen to my own advice. And easiest way, we all make mistakes, but it's all about learning from them. And I've definitely made it very clear to those people that I mentor with in Learn Plan Profit and also TechBot Solutions how important it is to cover profits and to be fully aware of what's going on. For those that listen to my videos pretty often, you guys can probably see that right now I'm sick, right? And I can't use it as an excuse, but I'm not 100% in the right mindset, and I probably should not have been taking so many positions that I wasn't able to manage. So easiest way for me to put it. So why is it that I see value in UGAZ though, as of right now, right? So I'm telling you this right now, I would not buy in at the current price point that it's at right now. So right now it's not showing any signs of a confirmation of a reversal. But what I find to be attractive is this ascending uptrend pattern and how it tends to validate this SMA line, right? You can see this curling EMA line, but again, the EMA line is not pointing up. One of my rules, if you guys are part of Learn Plan Profit, and you guys can always access this. You guys can always access this, and it's under my start here. You guys can see my rookie criteria checklist. One of the things that I have here is that it's a good deal, right? And that the overall direction of the EMA is pointing up. And as of right now, the direction of the EMA line is not pointing up, right? It's kind of still horizontal. There's different stages in a reversal. There's 3 stages that I like to talk about, and there's the rejection when when the candles are below the EMA line, there's a consolidation when it starts to, break above, break below, break above, break below, when it kind of flatlines, and then there's a confirmation. The confirmation is where you usually want to take your position. I think that UGAZ, in my opinion, has a decent amount of margin to have to offer. It's absolutely been killing it. If you look at the 180-day analysis, it's 100% been showing signs of a continuous upward pattern, and it's been making higher highs. And when it pulls back, the sell-off that it had was very aggressive, but it doesn't pull back as low as it did before, and that's something that we find very attractive. Also, with its correlating ETF future, which is natural gas, it's also been doing the same thing, showing signs of a continuous uptrend, with it making higher highs and lower highs as well, even when it pulls back. So with that understanding, I can, make and you can see right here, it's still being rejected, right? What I would like to see with natural gas is for it to start to break above this SMA indicator, for it to not act as a resistance, but to act as a support. And that's what we need to wait for. So for those that are not already invested in UGAZ, I would first wait for the confirmation that it's going to start to actively trend up before I would get in. Right now, it's not a good buy, but I think that within the next day, we might have the potential to break above $63 to around $64, and then when it breaks above that, that EMA line should start pointing up, and then the overall confirmation of the reversal would make much more sense on why UGAZ would be a much more attractive purchase or a better buy as it's actively trending up. The overall margin of profit, the resistance that I see, yes, it hit highs of 70. I think that's a little far-fetched. Again, I like to be very conservative. If you're risky, great, you set up your own plan. I would like to see it actually hit this price point right here, right around $68, as that tends to be a more realistic price point of where it hits more often. So let's say you get in at an average of $64 and sell at an average of 68. That's about 6.43%, and that's why I put 6.3% margin of profit as a swing trade that I believe UGAZ has to offer. And that's my breakdown. Looking at the inverse ETF, for those who are not familiar with this specific ticker, it's DGAZ. And as you guys can see, the SMA indicator is showing signs of a potential peak formation with the EMA line, which is the blue line, and an overall resistance with this green line, which is called an SMA line. Again, SMA and EMA, both videos are explained on YouTube, and I have a detailed and example video in the Learn Plan Profit lesson library. So that was my breakdown for UGAZ. Are we doing good, team? All right, so JDST. Why do I see value as of right now in JDST? Do you see this SMA line and how it's been acting as a support? And what I mean by that, the candles usually tend to hold above this overall support. It's almost acting as a little cup, right? You could see that today with the sell-off that it had, it really built this kind of support at around this SMA line, right? On this 20-day, 1-hour chart. You could see the MACD indicator starting to curve back in and the RSI as well. So as long as that pattern continues, and what do I mean by that? As long as it doesn't continue to make lower lows, then that pattern would be relevant. And it's going to begin to catch up, right? It's going to begin to catch up just like last time. It's going to begin to catch up to this EMA line. We're going to get the confirmation, and then again with the overall resistance at around $51. So the overall ideal price point to buy, in my opinion, would be around $49.50, with the ideal sell point would be around $51. And that's why I give JDST to be anywhere from around a 3 to 4% potential for profit, depending on where your average purchase price is at. So very simple breakdown on why it is that I find this to be a good buy. Again, just it's validating a previous support that it's done before. We need to wait for the confirmation and then the underlying resistance that it's hit multiple times. I don't think it's very difficult for you guys all to see why I'm calling $51 to be a resistance, or to see why it is that I see the SMA line to be acting as a support. Also, be sure to look at the correlating future, which is /GC, and how this is showing signs of a actually. Wait, give me one quick second. So the pattern that we called out before is that this overall SMA indicator, do you see how it's showing more of a peak formation? How it's acting as more of a resistance. And if we see the actual bodies of the candle start to trend above the SMA line, then that would be in favor of JNUG, which is the inverse of JDST. But if we see that they begin to get rejected, again, not holding above the SMA line, then obviously that's in favor of JDST, as /GC will continue to descend. And again, if I am losing you with all these different abbreviations, these correlating futures and ETFs, in the Learn Plan Profit lesson library, I have a video that explains exactly how I trade these ETFs, but altogether, with just time and consistency, you will become more familiar with this. So again, just give it time, don't force it. Please don't trade it if you do not understand the risk involved, or if you are not well versed with these ETFs nor futures. And then the last one that I wanted to talk about is TMUS. Why is it that I see value in TMUS? First of all, I think that it's very oversold when it comes down to the swing trade potential. Second of all, I think that it's been consolidating for a pretty long period of time. And if we look at this on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, look in the past 48 hours at this support and this resistance that it's been building. I called this one out today in the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library when we went live, and I said yesterday it had a support at around $56, and those same resistance, I said if it gets close to $57, I would plan on potentially selling. Again, validating the same support as yesterday, not once, twice, but 3 times. And then the same resistance as pretty much yesterday at around $57, as you can see here. So again, we can identify a low point, we can identify a high point. So we can identify this margin. So from around $56.20 to about $57, that's about 1.4%. Again, that's exact. It doesn't mean that you have to cover that exact margin. 1.4% might not be attractive to you. Then what do? You simply do not trade it. If it's not attractive to you and it does not meet your criteria, because you should all have your own criteria. This is mine. You don't have, please don't copy mine. Have your own, because you as an investor should have certain qualities that every stock or equity should meet before you actually invest your hard-earned money. And with that simple step, you will, as you become more well-versed with the market and everything that it has to offer, you will begin to develop criteria of what a certain stock has to have to qualify as an investment with your money. Just like, if I were to try to sell you this water bottle, right? If I try to sell you this water bottle, man, that's a really bad example, but let's say AirPods, right? No, all right, you guys get the example. There's no need for an example. I am dorky today, my goodness. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but my eye infection is getting a little bit better. I don't have to wear those like weird glasses anymore. But man, I've never had an eye infection like this before, and my ear infection is completely gone. It's just my sinus that's messing up, and sometimes I get like a fever from time to time. So thank you guys again for all the messages that you guys have been giving me. I definitely need to, be eating a little bit healthier. I feel like because I have a really fast metabolism, I'm pretty skinny, that I usually don't worry too much about what it is that I eat. But as you can tell, it doesn't matter how, healthy you think that you are, or even if you go to the gym, you should always be trying to eat a little bit healthier. So thank you guys again for everything it is that you guys have messaged me and all that good stuff. And I've been drinking a lot of orange juice and trying to catch up on some vitamins. I did have canes today though, so I'm off to a bad start already. I need more chocolate milk. I agree, Austin. What's going on, my man? Thank you, Acacia. But yeah, that is really just it. So I kept it very simple today. I showed you guys the loss that I had today, right at the $145. I showed you guys my profit from yesterday, I think $1,700. Just keeping it simple. And that is really just it. If you guys enjoyed this video, it's a little bit more in depth for the 4 breakdowns. I hope that it can give you like a little bit of a better understanding of why it is and how it is that I see value. The stocks themselves are irrelevant, right? Because if you don't see value in them, regardless, even if you watch this video a week from now, the stock itself isn't relevant. It's the pattern and how it is that you see value that I think is very effective. And that's what I would encourage every single one of you to do, is as you become more comfortable with doing technical analysis and trying to identify value, don't oversell it. Don't sell it to yourself. Keep your emotions away from it and focus on 2 simple things. Focus on you getting a good deal on whatever it is that you are buying, and make sure that it's actively trending up. With those 2 simple characteristics, you can filter a great number of these so-called call-outs out. And with that simple understanding, I hope that you can have a much better understanding of how to continuously and consistently grow your account. So Big Rick recovers quick, my man. Yep, that's the goal. Actually, wanted to show you guys, we filmed a video with Justin's mom. I don't know if you guys know who Justin's mom, not Justin's mom, Justin's grandma. But check this out. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it. Cutest grandma ever. You guys have to check out this video. It's a video that I uploaded about 5 hours ago on my YouTube channel. Let me know what you guys think. It's Justin wanted to take her for a ride in my GTR just because it's been a dream car of his. And check this out.
It's not even fast.
That's not even fast.
She is so funny. She's like absolutely adorable. And if you guys like GTRs or like funny reactions, you're gonna absolutely love that video. So thank you guys again for everything that is that you guys do. Will you be selling a GTR? I'm selling all my cars. So all my cars are posted for sale. The McLaren is posted under consignment with one of the dealerships that we're partnered up with. My M3 is now under consignment as well. I am posting both GTRs for sale and my Corvette as well. All my cars are always posted for sale, as I'm always in the market of reselling my cars. Everything I think has a dollar value. It's just if I'm in a demand kind of to sell it. So that is really just it, guys. If you guys have any questions, you guys know that you guys can always direct message either Justin and I within the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library and TechBud Solutions. We have an amazing group, and if you like surrounding yourself again with like-minded individuals, be sure to check it out. Click that third link in the description. And if you guys again want to become familiar with my trading style and want to learn exactly how it is that I invest in the stock market and find my kind of teaching style effective, first, please do your own due diligence. Check out my YouTube videos. See if it's something that you see value in. And if so, after that, invest 30 seconds. Click that first link in the description and see if it's something that you would like to be a part of. Other than that, hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. And we will see you guys tomorrow at Market Open for those that are for those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, and for those that are not, for TechBud Solutions, I will see you guys around 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is really just it. So thank you again. So why don't I ride the McLaren more often? Has to do with the miles. So for every, I think they said for every 100 miles I put on the car, it depreciates about $1,000. I don't even know if that's correct, but I have a pretty decent margin that I bought it for, that which I can use. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. Take it easy, team.